Hey everyone, welcome back to Finance with the where we break down personal finance. I'm Shashank Kumar.
I am Isha Pankaj. Today we are diving into something absolutely essential if you want to take control of your money, budgeting. But before you hit that skip button, remember, this isn't going to be a typical dry budgeting talk.
Exactly. We are not just going to tell you to track your spendings and call it a day. We'll break down why budgeting matters, how every rupee counts, and whether budgeting is even necessary for everyone. So Misha, where do we start?
Let's start with the basics. Why do anyone care about budgeting? See, I think a lot of people see budgeting as a restrictive, but it's actually the opposite. It gives you a sense of freedom. Budgeting is like a blueprint of your finances. Without it, how would you even know you're overspending or saving enough?
Yeah, I think there's a misconception that you need to earn a lot to budget. But I think that's not true, right? Even if you're earning just 30,000 rupees a month, a budget can help you manage your money better. Remember, it's not about how much money you are making, but how you are managing your money.
Right, and it's important to remember that budgeting isn't one size fits all. Let's say we have two people who are earning 30,000 a month. Person A spends 70% and track the budget. Person B spends 50% and doesn't track the budget. So, Shashank, who do you think is better at budgeting?
Well, I think that's a trick question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, the right answer is I think person A because he is calculating and spending with a saving of 30% every month. It's not about who spends less, but who spends according to their financial goals. If a person A is spending 70% but saving 30% for a specific purpose, he might do just fine. Rather than a person B who is spending 50% but does not have a plan for the other 50%. So, and because of that, he could be missing out on a hell lot of potential opportunities.
Exactly. So basically, if a person B, well, I am, okay, so just ignore that part. I don't have a track of 60% of my savings because every time I'm doing the smallest transaction like 100 rupees, I'm like, where did my all money go? Like, okay, fine. So guys, don't be like me. Note it down whenever you spend even the smallest transactions.
That's a great idea. We should definitely consider it in our upcoming videos. But for now, let's continue our discussion with some examples. So let's say there's a person A who is having a packet of cigarettes in a day. So he will be spending around 180 rupees a day, which accumulates to around 5 to 6,000 a month, which is not a small number.
Yeah.
If you invest this amount in an asset which gives you around 12% of return, you will be making around a million after 10 years. So the point is, even a small expenses accumulates, and if used wisely, it can contribute significantly to your future.
Yeah, and that's why keeping a track of every rupee is very important. How, no matter how small it is, right? But Shashank, do you think budgeting is mandatory for everyone?
I think it depends. For someone with a very predictable income and expenses, maybe they don't need to budget as meticulously as someone whose income fluctuates or who has specific financial goals. But having a basic budget can be incredibly helpful. It's about being intentional with your money. And I believe it's something everyone needs because everyone has fixed and variable expenses. Now here's one pro tip. If your food budget is 30% and you overspend it and it increases to 35%, it's completely fine. Because a budget should always be flexible and you should not be too concerned about it. Even if you are pushing it a little, it's completely fine.
So you are saying that more than a flexible amount, it's okay, right? Acceptable.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great point, and I believe it's true also. Moving on to the next topic, how to do budgeting. There are many ways to do budgeting nowadays. You have got apps like Free and Paid, Excel sheets, or maybe an old notebook. The method isn't important as it defines what works best for you, right?
Exactly. Whether you prefer a fancy app or a pen or paper, the key is to find a system that you will stick to, and the method should be seamless. And remember, the best budget is one that aligns with your financial goals and lifestyle.
So true. And before we wrap up, let's conclude by saying why budgeting is important. Budgeting isn't just about controlling your money, it's about planning for the future. Whether you're saving for a big purchase or trying to pay off debt or making sure you're not living by paycheck to paycheck, a budget is essential.
100%. A budget gives you control, clarity, and confidence with your money. And now, if you're thinking, okay, I'm convinced, but how do I actually start? Don't worry, we have got you covered.
We have prepared an expense tracker for you. First, at the top, you can see a table written income, expenses, and savings. Then below here is the bifurcation of your income source. You have to add how you earn, maybe salary, side income, businesses, or any other way. Then at the side, you can see the table of your expense bifurcation. Here are three things: subcategories, categories, then a drop down for you. What you have to do is update on what you spent, how much you spent. Then update here: is it a need, is it a want, luxury, or is it an investment? Whatever you update here will be updated here at the top. Then at the last, you can see a table at the top: expense distribution. Here you can see the ideal stage of your expense is needs 50%, want, luxury 30%, investment 20%. But if you see the actual thing according to this table you have added, the needs is 61%, want and luxury 20%, investment 20%. The point here is you can clearly adjust according to your expenses and requirement. We are giving you this free access to the sheet below in the description. If you have any feedback or want to add something in this table, let us know in the comments.
In our next video, we will deep dive into 50-30-20 rule and explore both good and the bad aspect of the budgeting approach.
You definitely don't want to miss that. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Also, check out a previous video if you want to build a solid roadmap for your finances.
Thanks for tuning in, and remember, you don't have to be a financial expert to take control of your money. Just start where you are and keep moving forward.
Bye bye.
Find the right loan from the right lender.